Cassie's going to log into Watson Orchestrate, which is our platform for bringing parts of multiple systems together to make life easier and more seamless. So she's going to log in, and after a greeting, she can start her tasks. So as you can see there, it's pulled some of that data from Workday that has a list of her open requisitions, and it's asking her, what do I want to do? That kind of classic thing that if you played with ChatGPT, we'd all be familiar with by now. And I want to create a new job requisition. So I'm not having to log into Workday, I'm going to do this all in one seamless process. And it asks me some of the details, I'm taken through the steps. In this case it's Workday. If you're not using Workday Recruiting, it could be another platform. And after filling out some of the basic information, Orchestrate will go and do the rest. It will go create that rec in Workday as a seamless process. And then I'm prompted for the next step, which is to add a job description. And it's already says I know what the requisition idea is because it's a seamless workflow and I'm a smart worker. And then I'm given a form to complete the details around the job. What's the job? What's the description? And you can write that manually, but obviously you could start integrating generative AI into that part of the flow to start creating that job description for you. And I was quite interested, I've spoken to a few people about this over the last couple of days, and Gen AI is going to be great for creating that kind of outline, but it's still going to need your special sauce as an employer that gives it that brand flavour, at least in the first instance. Because I think if you start getting very generic job descriptions, they're never going to excite anyone. So it's a use case to get you started, I think, rather than to be the answer is a Gen AI job description.
I think what we're seeing here is that build of a recruiter workflow. So ultimately, it's about enabling recruiters to be much more effective in the work they do and removing some of the risk and wrestle they have in doing that recruiting process. And also some of the knowledge they need to have in keeping different systems. So this is about helping recruiters do better recruiting by enabling, as you said, it could be coming data from Workday, it could be from other systems too, to build on that workflow, all through a conversational experience that enables them to ask the questions of what they need and to ensure they get the right answers rather than assuming they know how to do that. So you can apply this to many other processes where we have more longer running, so the conversational engagement layer, which I mentioned, is good for very short questions where you want to give very precise answers. This is much more about driving your productivity in your back office. So your digital labour, when you start to create assistants for roles in the back office. So your SMEs who do recruiting or do payroll work or do compensation advice and so on. You can provide digital labour support, we call digital assistants for those key roles, to enable them to perform their processes much more effectively. But as George said, the human is in the loop in everything we do, so it enables them to do their job better. It doesn't replace the job, but it allows them to focus on things that you need human impact for.
Okay, and we can see that we've now submitted that rec, and it's saying, okay, I've got some suggested actions for you. And it says the next action is to post this job on the job boards, which is indeed what, as a recruiter, exactly what I want to go and do. So I just have to confirm which job boards I want to post it, and I can have a whole list there. It might suggest the postings by the type of job that I'm hiring for. It's gone for LinkedIn. I'm going to be happy with that, so I'm going to click apply. And my first task is done, so I can now move on to start look at the next task in my list of priorities, which is selecting a candidate for another open position. So to find the right job, I'm asked to put in some details, to start searching for that job, the location, the department, and the job I'm wanting to work on next. And then I get a list of requisitions that's been pulled live in real time from Workday. And now I then go and select the one that I want. And now I get the list of candidates. I can browse through them and choose the one that I want to progress through the workflow. So now I'm going to reach out to that candidate. It knows who they are, it knows the details around the requisition, and it's going to update the process in Workday for us as well. After I click apply, candidate will then move to the screening part of the process in that recruitment workflow. It's going to say you need to write an email to tell them that they got to that stage, informing them of the good news. So just complete this form, and it's going to do some content generation. Again, it's going to use some AI to start the process. It's then going to let us review it. So I put in my kind of prompt in a style that, again, we're probably all familiar with. Generate a thank you note to be sent in an email. The purpose of this email is to congratulate the candidate on being selected to interview and successfully passing the assessment. And then we've put some tone in there, which is energetic and exciting. And then it's going to start building that email out there. So you can see it's built the email, and we probably want to change some bits, but we can change that so the human's still at the heart of the process. I haven't had to jump into Outlook, copy some of the details, copy the email out. It's a seamless end-to-end process.
And I think the key thing is you're giving personalised experiences for your candidates that are coming through the system without needing a very template approach. Everyone gets the same template, the same outcome, no matter what they do. So it enables that personalisation to ensure that the fallout that comes from offer to on board is minimised. And one of the key parts of here is then as you go to pre-boarding and onboarding, you can drive that experience end to end and ensure that your candidates feel personal support, and you generate a support role that the recruiters do.
And then I can see that my email's been sent, and I feel happy that I've gone through a whole series of activities really quickly in my morning, and I haven't had to jump around and paste bits out from Workday and into emails, and it's been a seamless experience where the AI hasn't replaced what I do as a recruiter. It's allowed me to do it better and augmented my talent.